Ginger, Garlic, and God, and the Tiny Glowing Man by Michelle Lovett. My best friend Kim lived in the house in my backyard, which was of course her backyard, but I never knew the difference. Her parents always fed me. They taught me how to eat with sticks and how to pray. The house always smelled like candy, ginger to a wiser nose, garlic, and God. Fresh cut flowers and candles burning, and wood in winter wafting its smoky comfort from the hearth. That's exactly what my 6-year-old self imagined God smelled like. Bibles were read, and smiling squeezes of all the children were frequent happenings at Kim's house. I imagined this was because they were Vietnamese, but later I learned it's because they were Christians. Her house was always filled with sweet teas and delicious cakes. In my house, it was coffee and cocktails. At Kim's, it was always tea. Even us kids were served. Said beverages from my house were for adults only. We could only drink milk. And always a bustling kitchen with family, grandparents from both sides, aunts and cousins. They all chippered in a strange tongue, but I understood them. They spoke with their eyes and soft laughter. I never felt like a kid at Kim's house. I felt like a person. Nobody ever yelled or laughed way too loudly or told raucous stories without listening. It always felt like space and kindness lived at Kim's house. And even though lots of people were there, it always seemed quiet. One day, us kids were playing in the yard when Kim's mom came out with her usual soft smiles, bright-colored silky dress, and homemade cookies. She gathered us to sit in rows and quiet our giggles because she had someone special coming for a visit. And then he came. This tiny man with a voice like a song and eyes that glowed. I'd never seen such a gentle man. He started telling us about love, about our hearts, and about Jesus being reborn. Well, I had never heard any such things, and my little self was thrilled. He was speaking to me, not like I was 6 and silly and needing to be teased or played with, but like I was grown and my experience was important. At the end of his talk, he asked us all to close our eyes and breathe. He told us, he was speaking directly to me, that this was the time, that we had a choice to make. The youngest of 4, I never got to choose things. He continued, whoever wants to invite Jesus into your hearts can do it now, and forever he will stay with you. Today, you can be reborn into union with God. If you want this now, raise your hand. My arm shot up a resounding yes. I ran home feeling important and giddy. I definitely needed to ask my mom for a Bible. I'd never seen one, except for at Kim's. My family was more into football and politics. Nobody talked of God except maybe to complain about our dry town and that my parents had to drive to the next town to buy vodka on Sundays. Anyway, I needed a Bible. I don't remember exactly how the conversation went, but my mom was very angry when I asked for my very own Bible. Where did I get such ridiculous ideas? She picked up the phone and dialed Kim's mom and said some stern words like, don't ever, and how dare you proselytize to my daughter. She won't be coming back to your house anymore. I was definitely sad about not going to Kim's again and absolutely concerned that Jesus would in fact not stay in my heart because I couldn't worship him by reading his book. I think that's when I first learned that I probably shouldn't make my own choices and that I should keep the sacred secret stuff to myself. But I also learned that I may be a little bit different from my family. Maybe my little heart wondered, I'm really Vietnamese. I still played over at Kim's. My mom's threat never really did stick, though I think everyone, including me, felt more guarded, a little less joyous, so I eventually stopped coming. But to this day, I think something beautiful, even miraculous, took place at Kim's house especially on that day when that tiny glowing man came to visit.